Okay, in the intermediate, right, we learn about that VLookup. You can use it to refer to a range. So we can basically type in VLookup and click on this cell here, comma, and highlight this here. Now notice that when I highlight this range, right, it doesn't show as G3 to hash 7. It doesn't. This is called a name range. It's a reference itself, right? Yes, it's a reference. And then comma 2, and I'm going to type true. Or you can replace the true with 1. So you get number C. The grade is C. Now, if I change these to B, what do I get? Well, basically, I'm now changing to another range, right? You see that? Because that this range is labeled as uh it's been named as the name range category B table, so you can change it. Now if I change A, right, look at that. Okay, however, this one is a reference, right? If I change it, if I add become a text, right, what will happen? It give you error because this is basically a text, a text, right? A text. So I can return a text into a reference. Is that we can make use of the indirect. So enter. So you see, it still work, right? It still work because of the indirect. The indirect has the capability for turning a text into a reference. If the reference is related to a name range, then it will refer to that here. So now, if I change it to B, right, then what do you get? 78, we get C1. So now, uh, but this doesn't make much sense, right? See here, a C and a and a B, right? It's about the same. So what can you work with this, right? So copy, let's copy this down here. Now, let's think about that first, right? A moment, right? So, yeah, the indirect. So over here, right? It's going to be a text. So now, what if I have another category right here? You see here? Now, I can use a VLookup, or maybe I'll just put it right here. Equal VLookup, and I click on A, and I have this name here, and again I can lock it, and then I put 2, or this time I put the false type, or I can refer by 0, right? Enter. Now look at that. This category A, but it returns a category A table. However, this itself is not a reference. The value that you return is a text. Is it's just like here, right? The C here that your VLookup to no VLookup when you return. This value is really just a text. Now, however, that this return value is also corresponding to a frame range that I name it as I see here, right, is category A. Now that's become interesting. I can actually combine this thing and put right here, right? So the end result will become like, now look at this here, right? Um, we just done it with this here. Oh, okay. So let's just look at this. So it's going to be compete will be like this, but then let's just look at where before we do this here. Okay. So I'll just type in category A table. So right, we know this is A, right? This is category A, so well, we can just move like this, right? Right, this is category A, and then as I drag this down, right, is it still down A? No, it's category B. So I should change it to B, right? Okay, you can see that. So for every row, I got to change this reference itself. And if I turn this into a text, then it's even worse, right? Because I just simply cannot find the value because it's this table area is become a text. However, a workaround is to use the indirect. Then I can turn a text into a reference, and it works. When I track this down, because that this text is fixed, I cannot find for the category B. So how can I work around this is what you just seen here, is that I kind of like combining this, right? Combine this VLookup into here. So I want to put this into here. How to do that? Well, just like what we see here, right? So the VLookup will return a text that is the name range. So now I'm going to just change it to a VLookup, and then look at this here. Okay, look at this, right? I'm just basically copy here, and then I copy here, I lock the whole thing, I put it 0, and there you go, and enter. Look at that. This whole thing, I replace this not dynamic, right, but fixed value here, so that the VLookup will help me to locate the right category table, which is also a name range, and then copy this down and look at that. I no longer need to change that name range manually, and that's how you do. So what does that mean is that should you have another category here, category C, right? Category C, and we'll just change it to the 1, change it to 2, right? It's all okay. Now I can just add C here, and again I just highlight this range here and give the name call. I have to give the no, I don't have to get the same name, right? I can just put there category C TBL. Oh, it really doesn't matter, right? Because I control by here. Okay, so category C is right here. Now, if I change C, right, does it work? No. I mean C, right? Does it work? No. Look at that, because it doesn't include that yet, right? So, so I come over here. I can just expand this, right, to include the C item, and look at this here. Look at that. Look at that. So I have a category C. I can do the same. I category B. I can do the same, right? So small category, well, we can do them. We can do the same, right? So with these complex functions, right? Yes, it's complex. However, it will save you a lot of time. Yeah, thank you for the for my student contribute this case study, right? I hope that it helps you and help many others.